All right. Muscle Talk, serious and silliness bodybuilding. I got my boy, Chris Massaro, with me, and we are waiting for Lee Priest and Elias. How do you pronounce his last name? McCall? I
I've been
believe it.
saying McCall. I also said
McCall.
Elias before too, but I just
Oh,
learned from
Elias. Oh, you're right.
his. It's Elias though. I think I talked to Jordan, his friend, Jordan Hutchison, and uh, he said Elias. I was like, oh, okay,
Elias McCall. I'm terrible with names, dude. Like, honestly, if you don't have a simple American name or an Italian name, I'm gonna fuck it up. Like
yeah,
if you ever see my wrap ups and I talk about these names from fucking Middle East or
hmm.
I am never gonna get it right. Like, do you
I
know
mean
how many
that's why they say
times
Andrew Jacked, the Big Ramy. Like it's just
that you
easier
got to
that
do
way,
that? You have to
and
do
they're
that.
cool about it.
Oh
You
yeah, they
know,
understand. Do you know how many times I mixed up Hottie with Hani and Hide? Like you
yeah,
expect me to get those three right? Like it's
yeah.
impossible. I don't pull any punches. I fuck up the names and sometimes I
Do
just go,
people say
but
your name wrong, Livia?
not really. Not
It seems
really.
pretty easy. So
Yeah.
like mine, they start saying Mazzario, Mazzarino. They
Yeah.
started to add like four other letters to it. I'm like, all right, it's not that hard. It's
Well, when
Massaro.
you know what's funny when you grow up Italian, I guess it would be just like any other, you understand how it's pronounced.
And if they got a weird name, you make up a name for them anyway.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You just call him
Hey,
like a
blue eyes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Big Chris. So yeah, fucking every
Hey,
guy had a mine was living it up because my last
okay.
name's Livia. Yeah.
Chrissy, Johnny, Paulie, Vinny.
Yeah, that was it. So my days this so I was always either Johnny, John growing up for
That's
my
my brother.
family. Oh,
My
really?
brother, John
Yeah.
John. Yeah.
John. And what happened was this is actually a funny story. One summer, I was in my 20s and we rented a beach house. We didn't go to the Jersey Shore. Everybody by us
Mhm.
used to go to the Jersey. We didn't go to Jersey Shore. We went to Long
Yeah.
Island. And it was Long Beach, Long Island. They used to have nightclubs
Hmm.
there and nightlife and so on and so forth. So what happened was we used to pregame before we went to the club.
As you should.
Yeah. So this one night, I was, dude, I had to be maybe 24, 25 years old. And this one night, I pre-gamed way too hard, right? Way too. We were all going to this club, and I can't remember the name of the club. We'd go every Saturday night, a bunch of fucking Guidos, right? From Brooklyn and Staten Island. It was fucking, yeah, it was ridiculous, dude. It was ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
so, I don't even make it out of the house. I got so fucked up before we make the. They actually tried to like. So then my friends tried to. They were like, okay, if we could get him in the cab, because we would take a cab. This is before Uber. If we could take
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
cab from the house to the club, and he can make it, he's coming. So they tried to get me in the. So I collapsed onto the car. They were like, forget it. They brought me back
Yeah.
inside. I passed out.
You need a pickup truck.
After that, they started calling me living it up, live, because my last name is Livia. And then they started calling me Kryptonite
Oh yeah.
because it's from the movie A Bronx Tale.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the horse couldn't finish and his name was
Yeah.
Kryptonite, he couldn't even come out of the
Yeah.
gate. And
Yep.
come on, Kryptonite. That is so.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's,
Did you ever watch Jersey Shore?
the show. No, no. Well, what's
So
fun?
when it first
Yeah,
came out, I hated it because I was like, "That's not how we are. They're not even really
ridiculous.
Italian."
Yeah,
But then later on, like 10 years later, I'm like, "All right, it's kind of funny now." Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
the only real Italian there is like Paulie because he's got like the actual Italian mother and grandmother and stuff and all
Yeah.
that. So
Well, is Paulie the one with the pizzeria? Whose father owns the pizzeria?
no, no, not Paulie. I meant Vinny. Vinny's the one
Vinny,
whose
yeah,
family owns it.
yes,
Yeah,
he's the one who
they
wants to be.
always
Yeah,
bring.
he lived. His pizzeria is around the corner from me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. I never went there either. I never even ate there. It was around the corner of his Star Pizza or something like that.
Okay.
And then here we go. Here is Big Bad Lee Priest. Oh, let me check to see if he got
CIA Black Ops.
okay. Sent. Okay,
What's up, Lee?
okay. Big Lee,
Hey,
what's
how
up,
are you?
dude? How you
Yeah, not bad.
feeling, man?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, everything worked out with your heart and the cardiologist on.
Oh, yeah, said it was okay, I guess.
Good, 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 good. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. So we got Chris and Elias or Elias. I'll ask him how to pronounce his name when he comes. When he should be on his way. And So Lee, I want to give you a compliment because I was talking to Chris a little bit.
Yes.
But I want to give you a compliment because this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Um, Samson Dowda was one of my first bodybuilders that I had on my channel, and this was way before he was even an Arnold Classic champion. He won the Arnold first. Okay.
But yeah, you only got him on so people wouldn't think you're racist.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm like, I got to get a
That's
podcast.
the token
Yeah.
guy.
Johnny Jackson wasn't available. I'm like, fuck, it is what it is.
Unbelievable.
Elias, can you hear me? Is it Elias or Elias?
It's Elias.
Holy shit, I fucked that up. Elias.
Yeah, most people do.
How you doing, man? How's it going? Thank you for coming on, brother.
Absolutely, guys. Well,
All
thanks
right,
for inviting
good.
me, man.
Oh, of course. I try to give a lot of credit to the guys that are bodybuilders and are veterans and are blue collar guys, because I don't know how both of those guys do it and compete at a high level like you and Chris do. It's unbelievable. But so I try to give you all the credit in the world so that you can come on and I just pay homage and tell you thank you for your service, and then come on and we'll talk about the show. But before we get to you, I got to complain a little bit, right? So
Let's hear it.
So
what happened to my credit?
It's coming.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I know. So it's coming. So Samson Dowda was one of my first bodybuilders I ever had on. And this is way before I had him on in 2020. I had an old channel, and he came on my old channel, and he came on this channel after he won the Arnold Classic. And this was way before, like the first time he went on, I think he was competing in, like, I want to say Hong Kong. It was during COVID. He was locked in his room the whole time. It was a disaster. It was a small show. He came in second, but he came on right after that, and we were cool and so on and so forth. Some of these guys, and I'm not saying him, I'm just saying it looks that way. Okay, I'm just saying it looks this way. Some of these guys get to a certain level and they forget where they come from, you know? So when he won the Olympia, I tried to reach out to him, and before the Olympia, he said, "Oh yeah, I'll come on again after the Olympia," and he won. And then I tried reaching out to him, and I didn't hear from him. Whatever. I figured, he's busy, guest posing, traveling, so on and so forth. No big deal. This year after the Olympia, I messaged him again. Why don't you come on? And I don't do it immediately. I understand these guys are busy, so I wait a month, 6 weeks. I kind of have a strategy. And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm not really going to be doing many podcasts right now." And I was like, "All right, I understand, And then he's on And Godfrey Would Trust, which is like one of the biggest comedy podcasts in the world. And I'm like, "Sure, you fuck. You'll go on that one because he's got 500,000 subscribers, but you won't come on mine anymore." So some of these guys, forget where they come from, where they started. But what I was getting at is that's why I appreciate Lee so much, because Lee doesn't seem to give a shit how many subscribers I am. He's here every fucking week, twice a week.
I don't even look. I can give you shit.
Anyway, so
I'm just more here to talk to you. I don't care whoever listens.
And now, what's funny is now we've become like, we're officially friends. We've become like really good friends. But now I want to get to you, Elias or Elias. I apologize, man. I'm terrible with names.
Elias.
Okay.
It's all good though.
So
everybody calls me Elias.
You come in third at Detroit, and you were basically a dark horse. Nobody even had you on the radar. So
yeah,
tell me what that experience was like, man.
It was really cool. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, of course, it's gonna kind of be the dark horse. I mean, I'm not like obviously like huge on social media or anything, and it's my pro debut, so like obviously nobody's looking out for rookies that nobody knows, So they just see my name on there. They're just like, "Oh, it's just another dude." And if you can't really see any like current or like in the past year stage pictures, it's like, okay, it's like cool. He looks big on Instagram, but it's like, but what is he going to look like on stage? So I think it was a lot of people obviously don't know who I am, and they've never seen me in person, or they haven't seen me on stage. So obviously it's going to be that, okay, it's like maybe he'll get first call, maybe he'll get second, we don't know because he's not on stage and we don't know what he looks like. So I don't blame anybody for that. But it was a cool experience, man. Um I really thought that, I like truly, I think that the judges did a good job.
But say it. I know what you're saying. I know it's coming. I was thinking the same thing.
But the thing is with where I placed, I'm not gonna say I should have taken a higher placing. I'm gonna say more of like that where the judges say that Blessing did beat me, I do see it, and I'm not gonna like I won't say that. Like his back was much better, where he was lacking in maybe his legs, and conditioning wise, I think he beat me in other spots, structurally, maybe
He didn't
that
beat.
3D
All
muscle,
right, let's
the 3D
call
muscle that he has.
let's call the circle. He's not beating anybody structurally. He's not. He has this amazing upper body, and his legs, he's cursed. It just can't fucking come up.
Yeah.
So,
But he does have that knee issue though. So,
it's
I don't know
it's
if you guys
still,
know
yeah.
that.
Whatever the issue is, whatever the problem is, it's
I
so
think Blessing looked great, and I think he did a great job. And
for
I
what
think
he has,
congratulations
yeah.
to Blessing and congratulations to Mo, because I think they earned their spots, and that's just more fuel for my fire coming back next year. Because I'm sure you guys are gonna ask me that, but I'm not doing a show the rest of the year.
Okay, good.
I'm shutting it down. I'm gonna grow. I've got a ton of travel from this month all the way to August, and then I'm gonna basically be growing the whole year, rolling into next year, and just trying to be lights out next year. Obviously, that's the goal. But I'm 28. Excuse me, I'm 28, so I want to take the rest of the year. I want to grow, and I want to be able to go in year after year and be very competitive. Versus like, I'm not going to just compete through do 3 or 4 shows this year, waste my time and get first call outs every show or second call out on a really, really good stack and just waste my time like wrecking my health just to be on the map more. And then when I could just be growing for 6 or 7 months and then roll into the next year and do 10 times better, and be actually very, very competitive and maybe in a top lineup with good guys. So that's where I see it. And that's kind of like my goal moving forward. I'm in it for the long run. I don't want to waste time, and I want to be competitive with it. It's like I don't want to just waste my time competing and spending money and doing this. And it's just like, okay, here's a 4th, here's a 5th, here's a 6th, here's another 3rd. It's like that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to be competitive. I have a competitive mind. I grew up playing football. I was in the Marine Corps. Like I have a very competitive mindset, and that's why I do it. And that 3rd place got to me even more. As it sat, I was happy because it was my pro debut. I'm like, fuck, 2nd would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But then I would have been even more pissed that I didn't get 1st.
Yeah, right. Well, Chris is doing the same strategy. Chris did one show last year, one pro show.
Yeah, I didn't place 3rd though.
You did the same thing, right? What show did you do? Texas, Tampa?
Tampa.
Yeah. So, and you kind of did the same thing. You shut it down, and you're waiting for this year, right?
Yeah, and the only reason I really did that was because it was so close to USA's and the opportunity. But like, I wasn't prepared to, be truly competitive at a show at that caliber. But regardless, I brought my best. It was right there. It was a week later, so why not? I had a great time. It's honestly helped me a lot. But yeah, now it's time to actually be competitive as a professional.
So now let's ask Lee. Well, let's get the guru. Do you think that's a good strategy, Lee, for these two guys?
Oh, everyone's got different strategies. And I think back when I was competing, it was more, I just did shows because a lot of our contracts back then with the magazines and the supplement companies, you had to there goes the close. You had to compete. So, so I never really thought about shows because even back then, of course, there was no 212. We just had the one class, the open. I never really thought about whatever, what shows are coming up or how I'm going to look. I just went in hoping to be the best I could. Then what happens. So, me playing the size game when I'm competing against NASA and Ronnie and those people's like, I'm never going to get their size. So it was never, I never thought I need to put on more size. Mine was just, improving what I had and just maybe working on conditioning. So I guess it's where it's different to me type thing. Whereas, they're going up against guys and they can put more size on. Whereas I was thinking, okay, I'm happy where I am. I'm not going to be, off season. Sure, I got the 285, but contest, I'm not going to hit 240, 250. So I just went into shows, doing what I did. So I never really gave that much thought, really.
Elias, when you saw Blessing up close and personal backstage, his upper body is absolutely amazing. I mean, the guy literally has a Mr. Olympia upper body. Okay?
Crazy muscle.
Insane.
Crazy muscle.
It's just such. It's like, and I like him as a person. He's very funny. He's very sociable.
Oh, Blessing's
You know,
amazing.
he's a family guy. You know, he likes to shoot the shit. He likes to play in, but it's only good fun. You know.
Yeah.
How and it really is a sin that he can't get his legs up, and I know he has that knee issue. How bad is it when you're up close and personal when you see him?
Blessing, like his knee?
No, his actual legs compared to his upper body.
They're not bad, bro. They look
Really?
way worse. Yeah, no, they don't look bad at all. You can just tell where he has that leg issue. It's like it's an actual like injury that's holding him back, and it really like
that sucks.
It sucks because you look at Blessing and you're like, this is a good physique too, and you're just like, if those legs could match that upper body, like, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen good Blessing. You know what? 2022 New York Pro.
Yeah, won the New York Pro. Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
I think he won another show that year too, right? He won 2.
He might have. Yeah, and then he did the Olympia. Yeah, that was the year he did the Olympia.
He won 2 shows that year. So I mean, we all know Blessing has a phenomenal physique, and I don't really think his legs are bad. So, I mean, me and Blessing are friends, but I don't know personally like what could he do to fix that, you know, because you know, like when you have a knee issue, I mean, that's where you're bending, you know. So if you can't get enough knee flexion when you're squatting or any kind of movement that's gonna like a compounding movement for your quads, it's like there's only so much you can do. And Blessing has like very long femurs.
Yes.
So he's just got long legs.
He does.
So that's already his disadvantage of his legs being so long. Yeah. And then 2, having a knee issue to the point where if you do any compounding movements, you're just gonna wreck your knee even worse. It's just like it sucks. It's like then what are you limited to? A leg extension or like a leg press that's like limited knee flexion on the movement. So it's I mean, I feel for him, but I'm sure he'll figure out, and I don't think he's gonna give up. I think he'll figure out.
No, I don't think he's gonna give it up, but I think it's gonna be an issue that's gonna haunt him for his entire career. It really is a fucking sin because he has this amazing upper body.
Right?
It really.
He might go to Brazil. PMMA.
Could you imagine that if he did that shit? That would be fucking horrible if he did that. I would hope to God he would not do that. You know, don't get that.
I think for most people, that stuff makes you look worse than it does.
It's fucking horrible, bro.
And it's like you can only
looks unnatural.
The way that I've seen it, like you can only certain people can put it in certain spots where you're not going to blur a line to where it's just adding fullness, but it's not taking away detail and separation. So it's like it's pretty clear when people use it.
Yeah, Chris, did you see the video I did where describing about what other reasons they use it besides?
But I don't even know if that's.
I didn't see that one.
I don't even know if that's like what everybody's using. I mean, that's just what everybody's calling it. Synthol, oil, whatever it is.
The PMMA. I did a video on it when they showed the picture of Derek with his leg and whatnot when he was an amateur or whatever it was. So apparently gay guys use this to inject into their komasikama and make their dicks bigger.
Nice.
Yeah, and I actually did a whole fucking video on it saying, and I showed the clinic. There was several clinics that actually do it, and they call it
yourself injecting it,
and they call it the girth shot. Sounds
like a basketball.
Yeah,
shot.
I was like,
you didn't hear me, did you?
Yeah, and what's funny is that video got like 30,000 views.
John didn't hear you. He didn't inject it.
Oh, I didn't inject it. No,
I know. I was giving you shit.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you injected it on the
Would
video.
I inject it is the question.
Maybe
if my insurance covered, I might give it a shot.
Too many nerve endings down there. Save your fucking up goes in the wrong spot. They're like, now we have to remove it. We have to cut it off. Then
like your dick is like all twisted, like a fucking curled up boa constrictor. It's like, oh shit.
Yep.
Like that guy's arms, like those guys from South America, and their arms go blue and purple and black and look fucking terrible. Looks like there's no circulation.
Yeah,
you gotta have something really wrong with your brain to think that looks normal. Like as it's happening, like it's so far gone. Like I mean, I feel bad.
It's basically think about it. How like some bodybuilders their body dysmorphia is so bad, like
Mhm.
they're just constantly having to be on cycle because they're just so fucked up in head. Oh, I can't look like whatever. It's the
Uh-huh.
same thing.
It
It's like
seems,
they're seeing that and they think it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this
yeah.
is muscle. This is people's.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, it's just a reflection of themselves. Like, hey, I need to look this way because
I think it's a little deeper. I think it's a little cultural too, because the girls do it too, and their asses, they make their asses huge. They get the injections in
Mm.
their asses. They get the Brazilian butt lifts.
I mean,
So
it's the same thing as like anything else. It's like here in America, getting a boob job, or I mean, not a boob job, but like a butt,
yeah,
like getting any kind of implants there, besides a
Or in
boob job,
Texas,
it's the same thing.
the
It's
trucks
just,
just keep getting bigger.
what'd you say,
yeah.
Chris?
Said down in Texas, the trucks just keep getting bigger.
Yeah,
Everything's got to be a little bigger.
I'm a big fan
Yeah,
of
right.
boobs though, so I don't mind. I like the boobs. Eh. So what's your prediction for this week's UK, Elias?
Mm, what's the full lineup?
Well,
Because I know we had a couple of guys jump
yeah.
in.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think
I know
I
a few
think
guys.
Blessing's going to it
yeah,
now. I heard.
Blessing's doing
Blessing,
it. Yeah,
Martin,
There's a bunch of guys from
yeah,
Detroit doing it.
Andrew Martin,
yeah. Brandon.
Brandon, Blessing.
Let's see. Blessing. Andrew Jack.
Mo's doing it.
Mo's
Mhm.
doing it. No, Mo's doing it. Is he really?
Yeah, he told me he's gonna do it.
Oh, all right.
I think
Oh,
Leandro's doing it too.
Andrew Jack. Yeah, he seems to be.
No, Leandro's doing Brazil.
Hold on. Let me see. I know I have the list. I just think I.
How was the crowd in Detroit? I heard Fuad saying that you get a good crowd in there, really loud and vocal. Really,
Yeah,
really.
Lee,
Yeah.
have you been to that venue before?
Never.
No, but
I
I
hear
heard
he
it's
puts
really
on a
good for
great show.
bodybuilding.
It's cool. It's odd. It's a performing arts center. So when you walk in, it's like a hotel kind of weird. And then when you look to the right, there's like this big gym. It's
Uh-huh.
odd. It's behind like a glass wall. And then when you walk in more to the left, there's like a basketball court. That's where they did the like kind of small little expo.
Uh-huh.
And when you walk through, you walk to the right where it's literally like walking into a theater. So you walk in,
Okay.
big theater, like up top, and wasn't a ginormous venue. But the coolest thing was this is my fourth show. So I haven't been to a lot, or I haven't competed at a lot. So when I was doing this show, this is the coolest thing, being on the stage and I can
Mhm.
see the entire crowd. I can
Okay.
see the judges. I can see my wife sitting in the front row in VIP, my coach, my friends yelling. I'm sitting there posing and I can hear them telling me to do things
Yeah.
right behind the judges. It was really
That's
cool.
cool.
I mean, I could see the people up top. Like it was awesome.
I understand
So
he puts on a fantastic production. The
Yeah.
backdrop.
Gilko killed it with the lights too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
he's
was
the
just
best.
I was hoping that he'd have a lot more swing over from the Arnold Classic.
Arnold, yeah.
So here I got the lineup for the UK. You got Andrew Jack, Martin Fitzwater, Brandon Curry, Akeem Williams, Hassan Mustafa, Mo Fuda, Blessing, Patrick Moore, and somebody I never heard of, Abu Kanade.
That is one of the other guys that competed with me in Detroit. I think he took second call outs. He was like one of the shorter guys from the UK.
And what the hell is Hassan Mustafa doing? Like
Hassan?
he shows up to these shows and he's not even in shape. He did the Arnold Classic. I think he came in dead last. He looked like he looked like an off-season bodybuilder. We should start calling him Lionel Beckett.
He came in second last.
He came in what?
I think
Second
Anthony took last.
Second to last?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The new kid took last. Yeah.
Anthony.
And it doesn't look
Hassan
like
I think it's to the point where Hassan's physique is like a myostatin disorder, clearly.
Mhm.
Like he's just so big.
yes.
I mean, you look at him and Neckzilla, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rubio, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
look at them both and you can see the similarities in the physique where the just muscle just keeps growing.
Yeah.
And I think when you have that kind of issue, I mean, I don't know whether it's the year or it's just they look like they have myostatin issues. But when you're able to grow muscle like that at that level and so fast, there's no detail there. It's hard. When there's no detail, it's harder to get conditioned. There's so much muscle. It's just I think you just lose all the important parts of bodybuilding,
Uh,
detail.
yeah, I
some
think
of
you're
the
being
symmetry.
nice because we've seen
What's
Nexzilla
his
come.
name was like that too, though. Remember Michael Lockett back in the day? They always said he
Mhm.
was myostatin
But he used to
deficient.
come in chiseled, dude.
No, not really. Michael
Michael
Lockett.
I
Lockett?
mean, but Rubio
Yeah.
isn't.
No, he used
Rubiel
to
has
come
Rubio
in.
come in
comes
shape.
in.
Rubiel's come in shape before.
He
Yeah, but
does.
still not
Yeah.
hard. Like they always seem
Yeah.
to be carrying that watery look to them. Like they're
Yeah.
hard, but not
They're in shape,
dry.
but it's like,
Yeah,
where's that little bit of detail and crispness? You know,
It's like two pieces of steak getting stuck together. Like you lose the lines
yeah.
between the
yeah.
legs and stuff.
It's like
You know
you
what I
can
mean?
tell he's peeled. You can see the veins. You can see it, but it's like, where's that detail that I'm missing out of this
So
picture now?
I
Yeah,
think
there's
also
like
their
no
skin gets
separation
thicker
in the
too.
legs. His stomach is smooth. You don't see the
Mm.
abs. It was a poor performance. And whatever the reason is, I mean, I'm probably more gonna again, you guys are way more advanced than I am, but whatever the formula he needs, he hasn't figured out yet. Let's put it that way. And I'll be nice and say
I'll
that.
be honest, man. I think a lot of it, and like I'm gonna say it straight up, it's either work ethic or, and obviously you look at somebody like Asani, like you can't be work ethic, right? But it's either work ethic or it's you got a bad coach, and like
Yeah.
and that's really
Yeah.
what it comes down to. If the athlete has a good work ethic, they're gonna come in shape and they're gonna look good
Yeah.
if their coach gives them the right things to do, you know.
Mhm.
So I mean, and that's how I view it. It's like I haven't not come in shape, and it's not because of my effort, and it's not because of my coach's effort. So like
Yeah.
when you come in shape, if you're putting the effort in and your coach knows what they're doing, and I
Well,
think
there might be something to that because Nick Walker decided I don't need a fucking coach.
Well, the thing is too, between both of them, you know, with their legs and everything else, it's like they could both, if they needed to come in shredded and lost a bit of size, losing a bit of size on them two, you wouldn't even fucking notice it because they're so big. They could afford to, if they lost a little bit off their legs, like if they lost
I
half
think
an inch.
Nick did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Dude, he looked incredible, dude.
I
Incredible.
mean, obviously, we both know, like, you look at Andrew and then you look at Nick and you're like, well, Nick wins a lot of these poses. And then you look at Andrew's structure and it's like, but how does Andrew lose a pose with his structure?
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, I think the Arnold
I'll
Classic.
say, though,
Sorry, Chris. I'll get right to
I
you.
was just gonna say, like, just being there, like, I mean, you asked how he lost though, but like the way Nick was holding his waist to get like tight and everything in some of these poses, you're like, damn,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
sitting, I'm like, if he stands correctly, he was holding his stomach in better than Andrew was.
No, Nick, that was like the Arnold Classic Nick we've seen. Like that was really what he won.
I think
like,
best
that
ever.
was that was a really good.
I think they
that was
prefer. I think the Arnold Classic prefers a more aesthetic pleasing physique.
insane.
If the majority of Arnold Classic winners have had this beautiful aesthetic, you know, Cedric, Kai was leaner when he won.
Wesley, we're talking all the divisions, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I got a question though. How does Nick win the most muscular award but lose the most muscular pose?
That's a
I don't get
really
that.
good
Like,
question. Yeah,
like
that's a good question.
like I remember watching Tyler's breakdown and people are like losing in the DMs. I'm sitting here just like, I mean,
Well,
I don't know.
His back.
Tyler did say that Derek won the front double bicep at the Olympia too, when, you know, Hardy and Andrew Jack's front double bicep looked a lot better than Derek's. So.
Yeah. It's so strange, man, because I think we're in a tough time. You have all these great bodybuilders, but they are completely different
I like it.
from each. Oh, me too.
I
I
like
love
it.
it. I love that the same person's not winning every year.
Yeah.
Do you know how exciting that is for bodybuilding?
Yes.
Cool,
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Although
I like too that classic too is changed too. Like Chris isn't doing it anymore. So it's like we just have this back and forth of just these great athletes like going back and forth. I love it.
Yeah. There is a part of me that misses Lee's era where they was a dominant champion. Now, it is more exciting now than it was, right? It's more exciting now, but I liked being
wasn't exciting for Lee.
Yeah, I like being a bodybuilding fan, and then people saying who's Mr. Olympia, and you point to Ronnie Coleman, or you point to Dorian, or you point to Phil, and you go, "That's our champion. That's our Mr. Olympia. He represents bodybuilding." I kind of, there's a part of me that misses that, but the excitement on the Olympia, and the excitement at the Arnold,
great.
it's not. It's
how great it is being able to make these like how like Fuad does the fantasy thing, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's so cool to be able to do that. And we're like, we don't know this year, or like it's so close, but when Ronnie and Phil were competing, it was just like we know, okay, who's gonna be second, third,
Right. Oh, yeah. So that was it. Well, Lee, when you had to step on stage next to Ronnie, I know you beat him early in his career, but when he made that transition and he just fucking blew up, what was it like seeing him in person and standing next to him on that fucking stage?
Pretty freaky, but he was freaky, but then it was almost like, I stood, it's hard to say because, I stood near Paul Dillette too back in the day. And, my first Olympia, Dorian was number 12. I was number 13. I had to walk out behind Dorian, staring at his back, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So it was like,
that's got to be disappointing. That's got to be, oh, fuck.
Well, actually, back then it wasn't too bad because back then, when you watch those videos of me and Mitsuru, I'm always telling Mitsuru, don't talk to me. I'm training for 8th place or 9th place because back then the top 10 qualified for next year. So my mind was always set on, I hope they get 10th. I hope they get 10th. So if I got any better than 10th, that was a bonus to me. So I always just hoped to get in the top 10 each time I did the Olympia. So I never really set on top 5 or top 6, which I got a couple of times, but I was just hoping for top 10. If I found out I was in the top 10, I'm like, yes, qualified for next year. So that was a win to me. So
yeah, you know what? That era was, nobody is arguing that era was the greatest era of bodybuilding. The talent that was coming out of the woodwork during your time, Lee, was in between Kevin and Sean Ray and Paul Dillette and Ronnie Coleman and you,
Chris Cormier and
Chris Cormier
and
Milo.
Lex Wheeler.
I mean, these guys were just boom, boom. The structure and the conditioning and the structure.
You know what's the difference?
What's that?
I see it now, and I'm not going to be that guy and say that, but I do think that with like times change from Lee's time to obviously me and Chris's time now, but bodybuilding is just so different in the aspect of like what the sport is and how like big it is. And I mean, most of bodybuilding is women. Like it really is. Like 80% of the sport is women. So with that, now I think in just how we've progressed as society and like the world, like I said, work ethic is different now. I think a lot of people do compete for social media, for business purposes, to expand business, not just to be competitive about it.
Social media presence,
in my eyes, isn't a bad thing. Like people got to make money, people got to do their thing, right? So, but people are competing in that aspect. Back then, you just had bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
So when you just have bodybuilding, and you like a lot in Lee's era too, is they're known to be a more hardworking era, right? So when you have bodybuilders that are like, okay, we just have bodybuilding, right? And like everybody wants to be good. There's no other division to go to. There's no social media that you're not doing it because you're going to get likes on Instagram and you get that dopamine. You're doing it because you want to fucking win, right? And it's more competitive in that aspect, right? And when you have hard workers and they all want to win, I mean, we have that in bodybuilding now, but it's to a different aspect, right?
I think I'd like to say back then too, because when we worked, we didn't have the social media like YouTube or Instagram, or there wasn't really an influencer, because back then we always, trained our ass off, because the better you looked, you get more magazine covers, which don't exist today. You get the magazine contracts, you get the supplement contracts, and then to keep your contract, you had to keep coming in looking better. Otherwise, you're scared they're going to dump you. But I was even saying, like, the Arnold Expo this year was probably one of the biggest ever. Being with Young Elaine, that they have influencers of different sorts. And, I was saying back in my day, you went to a bodybuilding expo in the 90s, early 2000s, all you saw was bodybuilders walking around. Now you go to the expo, jam-packed, and I'd probably say 60% of bodybuilders. The other lot look like you're at a skateboard convention, or just looks like people who are into fitness, but they're doing other things like surfing.
But don't you love that, Lee? That it's just
I think it's great.
Bodybuilders and egotistical assholes.
Exactly.
most bodybuilders are. It's gone from that little niche to kind of like what Chris has done. He's helped it grow. Like we just have this broad spectrum of so many people that are coming to the sport now, making more people making money, more people making bodybuilding money. So, I mean, I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, the only thing I hate is when I see those little influences at the young.
Elias, tell me about your career in the military.
Yeah. So I graduated high school in 2016, and I graduated. I didn't graduate with like a super high GPA. It was like a 3.1. I played sports growing up, and like that's all I
Better
wanted
than
to
I
do.
ever did.
That's pretty high for Marine.
So go ahead.
Yeah, clearly. I played sports growing up, and that's kind of I hate to say this, but I grew up kind of in a broken household, so I was always trying to like get out of the house and do shit and like hang out with friends. And then after after sports was over in my senior year, it was like, all right, like I was good enough to like play varsity and stuff. I wasn't big enough to go play college sports or anything. I was like, I don't want to go fucking college. I just want to party and drink and hang out with girls. And so it would have just been me going to college and doing that. And so my mom was in the Marines. She kind of like steered me that way. And because I was just working after high school and like partying for like 2 months. And then I ended up talking to a recruiter. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got nothing else to do. Like, I'm not going to be a loser. Like, let's do it. So I ended up signing up, and then I left for boot camp mid-August, and then graduated on the Marine Corps birthday in November. Went to combat training. From there, I went to Pensacola, Florida, for my A school. And then from there, I got stationed in Cherry Point, North Carolina. I was there for 5 years, deployed twice out of there to, I went to Europe, and then we went all over Europe on a ship. And then we went down to, the Mediterranean. We were in the Mediterranean, just floating around forever. We ported in a couple different countries. And then, so I was flight equipment when I was in. So I basically, I can work on a bunch of different platforms. So I was aviation, and I packed parachutes, worked on oxygen gear. If I was on helicopters, I worked on a lot of ordnance on the helicopters, a lot of explosives. I worked with a lot of the flight controls and stuff. And then once I got stationed up in New Jersey after North Carolina, I went to a different platform. So I went to CH-53s, which is like a big heavy lift helicopter. I cross-trained in there and I did a lot of mech stuff, and it was cool. From there, I went to another unit on that base. The last year I was in, one of the sergeants, I think, got kicked out. So they needed me to come fill a spot there. And it was like, all right, he's getting out in a year. This is like the perfect spot. So it was like my last year it lined up very well for me for bodybuilding. It was great. My schedule was cake. Like, we didn't show up till 8 every morning. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Or it was like 7:30. I don't remember. And then we'd go home at like 2:30 every day. It was insane. And then shortly after I left, they changed that. It was like 6 to 4, 5 every day. I'm like, yeah, that's what I was used to, 6 to 5. And then, so I got really lucky that last year at least. So it went well for bodybuilding and being able to prep and stuff. But my whole military career, all 9 years, it wasn't the easiest. I mean, you can ask Chris, with all the travel, like when we would go on just even detachments throughout the United States, like we'd go to Kansas for 2 weeks for like some special op exercises we were doing, or we'd go to like California for ITX, infantry training exercise, just like different events that we would do throughout the year, 2-3 weeks, 1 week, 2 week, half a week, whatever it was. We just traveled a ton. So at least like 3-4 months out of the year I'm traveling. So you got to think too, when you're doing that and you're working 12, 13, 14-hour days, and then you're like, okay, but when are you eating? When are you training? It was like, we would travel, like sometimes I would have to work from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I would work all night, wake up, go, or I'd go to sleep, wake up at like 2 p.m., go straight to the gym, go to work all night. And what I would do too is a lot of the times is I had this, I don't know if she's still in business, but she used to be in Tampa. I forgot her name. Nick Walker told me about her at the time. I used her. She would prep I'd get all my meals prepped. So
Okay.
like my 5 meals of the day, and then like my first meal, I'd bring with me like protein powder and cream of rice, or whatever the fuck I was using. I'd bring all that with me, and then I would have her ship my meals weekly to the hotel or wherever we were staying, and I would just take them to the hangar and stick them in the freezer. So I had all the meals prepped at least, and I'd pull them out every night, throw them in my hotel room fridge. If
People
you're in the
don't know.
field,
They don't
I was
know.
just
They don't. When they
yeah,
tell me they're 9 to 5, I'm just like, you have no idea the preparation it takes.
these two motherfuckers don't know. So like you know how it is, Chris, too, like coming from the military mindset too, and then like you just hear how easy so many bodybuilders you have, and it's like, you still not coming into shape, mother, like how, like how, bro, how.
That's
Like,
why
you
I
get
like
off
to
your ass,
that's
go on
why
a
I like
walk.
to pay homage to guys like you and guys like Chris and even the blue collar guys. Sean Kreiner was nice enough to come on here Monday. Sean's a full-time electrician and he's a competitive bodybuilder and he has a family. That's why I like to pay homage and have you guys on and give you the just due that you deserve, because I don't think a lot of people realize what you have to do. And on top of that, get in shape for a bodybuilding show. It's a lot. And it's a lot for a
Yeah.
bodybuilder who just makes a living bodybuilding. Could I imagine doing what you guys are on top
It is
of?
now, because I make most of my living off bodybuilding, and then the rest is coaching. And I have a retirement too, and like I'm blessed there. But at the same time, it's like when I hear like you just got sponsors and stuff, you're like, yeah, I have sponsors now too. I know what it's like, but at the same time, I still work and I still like do everything I can to keep
You have
myself
to
busy
make a
and make
work day.
money. I'm not a lazy bodybuilder. I don't care how much money I'm making from sponsors. I'm still gonna freaking work and do shit. Like I'm not gonna just sit on the couch and
Yeah.
watch YouTube and eat all day. That's not me.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't be able
I'm
to do that
gonna
either.
progress it. Like I do posing, I do online coaching. Those are my two main sources of income. So, and then like I have a dog, I'm married, I have a Doberman. That's why I had to include I have a dog, because it's like a full-time job. It's
We're all
very
dog
hard.
people. It's funny. We're all dog people here.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Lee's got two.
it's
See, Lee,
And cats. And cats. come
Lee's
on.
got two pits, right?
And 7
it's
cats. And seven
seven
cats.
cats. I see the
It's a
tower.
farm.
Yeah, I know.
What about you, Chris? You
Cats
got
are
dogs?
great, but
Yeah, we got 2
until they
dogs
start
here and a bunch of
meowing.
moose.
How many dogs?
Me, I got 2
Yeah.
dogs, and I was joking. We have a lot of moose too.
Oh, that's right. In Alaska. What kind of dogs do you have?
We got a golden doodle and a regular poodle. They're a lot of
Okay.
fun.
I have a bulldog and a Cane Corso. And it's Elias. It's funny you brought up. It's funny you brought up a Doberman, because before I got the Cane Corso, I wanted to get some kind of a guard dog, and I was this close to getting a Doberman. I went to go get
Be
this
glad you didn't.
female Doberman, and it was fucking gone by the time I fucking wanted it.
You're
So
glad you didn't get it, bro.
Really?
You having a bulldog and a Cane Corso or Cane Corso,
Yeah.
you have to. A Doberman is not even close to those dogs. They're very different.
Really?
You're getting. I tell everybody that says they want a Doberman, do not get a Doberman. You don't know what you're getting. You're
Well,
not getting
why is
a
that?
guard dog. You're getting a freaking animal that needs to be worked multiple times a day. They're not just like, I'm going to sit at the door and protect your house. They need to run.
Oh, I see.
Multiple times a day.
Yeah.
5 miles, 6 miles.
Yeah, my guys are just fat and lazy.
Yeah, these are working dogs.
I
Yeah.
have 2 questions.
Malinois, Shepherds, Dobermans, like they're not really family dogs.
Yeah.
Like,
What were
they're
you going to
great.
say, Chris?
I want to ask Leah. So when it comes to so first of all, how big were you when you got your pro card? You're still in the Marines. Like, were you still able to run back then? Because everyone always has that question for me, if I could run. And then
Yeah, I could run till that last year. It was starting to get harder that last year.
yeah. And then I was
But
going to ask
when I joined, bro, I was running 18:45 3 mile. Like
Yeah.
I was, I mean, I know you're a ranger, right?
no, paratrooper.
Paratrooper, so you're airborne. My brother's
enough.
going to airborne school next month.
It's fun. Fall out of plane. Don't be
Yeah,
careful.
He's in Fort Sill right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
so he's
airborne was fun. We just finished we went through our whole like 6-month long like basic training for we're all SF candidates, and then went straight to airborne. That was like a free for all for us as soon as we got out of basic. So it was a good time. I was going to ask, so when you went to the field, did you pack meals or how'd you eat? Because I know what I did. I did some weird shit to get some protein.
It was a lot of like,
Not
dude,
that
when I
weird.
would do
Not
stuff,
that weird.
when I would
Would
do
you
stuff
hide in
like
a tree
that,
like Rambo and kill a pig? What'd you have to do?
he's killing deers and cooking them in the fire,
Yeah.
drinking the blood. It was a lot of like, I know a lot of companies have them like just meal replacement shakes, and
Okay.
like it wasn't like optimal, but it was eating like beef jerky and like bread and just at that point you're just eating calories to eat food at that point.
So-
But I would still try to stay away from junk. Like I'm not gonna sit there and eat a bag of potato chips. I would still try to eat like an English muffin with some peanut butter and then a protein shake or like things like that to get calories
Yeah.
in still.
Mhm.
Like
I did eat all the candy, but out of the MREs. But
Nothing
I was
wrong
gonna
with
say,
candy. Nothing wrong with candy.
those-
Not
those
at all.
MREs.
Not at all.
Well,
All right.
we get cold weather MREs. So I was gonna tell him we used to, you know, you do your layout of everything you're supposed to bring, and then I would like show whoever's in charge of me everything I had, and then take half of it out and replace it with a bunch of those chicken packets from like Starkist, and like we get the cold weather MREs, so he had the hot water to him. So I just eat this slop of like chicken and rice, and just bring
Oh.
like a bottle of hot sauce.
that's
But
disgusting.
I bring like 50 packets of chicken on top of my ruck and just
God,
stuff it in there.
I don't realize how good I got it when my wife
We'll
cooks
eat
all
them
my
until
food
they
for
go
me.
bad.
Jesus. I want to
Hey, look.
segue into two more topics
Sure,
that
sure.
come into together, and then I'll let you guys go because I know it's getting late for Elias. All right. Do you guys think that Martin Fitzwater is going to be able to redeem himself this weekend?
I don't think it'll be
I will-
Andrew.
Say
I
again?
don't think it'll be Andrew, but
I don't think he'll beat Andrew unless he comes
No,
in like
yeah, good.
shredded. But I think, listen, I like Martin. I like him as like I know him, but I don't think that. I feel like every time the strategies they keep changing, he keeps coming in worse. Like the only time he came in really, really good was Prague. I feel like he showed up better there than he has at Olympia.
Mhm.
So I don't know what they're changing or what they're doing, but stop changing what they're doing because what they did at Prague looked really good. But
He
at the same
says it
time,
all the time.
maybe they're not changing things. Maybe what they're doing is like Martin just needs a little bit of a break. His body needs to rest. That might be it. You know, we don't know. You know, when your body's just tired and
We'll find out this weekend.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Especially with him traveling across the world. You know, we'll see how he
Lee
looks,
says
you
it
know.
all the time, man. He goes, if stop doing crazy shit, stop changing things around. If you look good, just stay. He says it all the
Yeah.
time. It's the God's honest truth.
But Martin's
So-
got it, man. We all know
Yeah.
Martin's got it. I think
Oh,
he's just gotta
100%.
figure a way to like emotionally just keep it in because he's not a bad dude. He's fiery, and I think it like the maturity.
It gets the best of him. It gets the best of him.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
not a bad guy. Like
Well, I think that's
gets
where he's
amped
gonna-
up.
Yeah, well, I think that's where he's going to probably redeem himself because, you know, okay, if Andrew wins and let's just say Martin got second or third, everyone's going to be waiting just to see how he reacts to that placing. And, you know, I think he's going to have his head on right this time. And,
Yeah,
you know, I
he's not
think
going to be that stupid.
sportsmanship would be a lot better because, you know, back then even you'd be in that spot where, okay, you're angry. He hates Nick with a passion, so he's not shaking his hand. But then Martin's biggest mistake was when he's in that angry mood and all fired up, he kept reading the comments and people were just beating him down and beating him down. And, you know, most people just go, fuck it. Martin's like, no, I'm coming back at you. So then Martin was just going back and forth with him. And that's just getting him more wound up once you get in that headspace.
no.
It's like,
You can't do that, man.
yeah.
Lee, you want to know
With-
something? This is funny. I actually got an insult, but it was very creative. This insult was very creative. And it was
Another insult, yeah.
it was last year. It was last year. It was last week, the last time you were on.
Mhm.
And somebody wrote, Lee, John seems like a really good guy. You should have him on more often. And I'm like, this motherfucker. So I wrote him back. I was like, it's my podcast. Lee's the fucking you son of a bitch.
I think they're just fucking with you.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, last topic, and then I'll let you guys go. Mike Sommerfeld, is he going to make weight? And if he doesn't make weight, what is he going to do?
Wesley's going to beat him anyway. I had Wesley beating him at this Arnold at the last.
I think
Wesley
Mike-
looked fucking good, but go ahead.
I think Mike will win if he makes weight.
Yeah, that's the big question.
But if it doesn't, I'll say this. I'll re-say this. I think Mike will win if he makes weight and he doesn't have to like brutally make weight to the point to where he can't fill out.
Yeah.
You know, he's just so flat. It's going to take a week to come back. You know,
I think that's what might get him though, because he's finding it hard
Wesley
to make weight.
is competing 4 weeks back to back. You know, that's going to play.
Yeah.
Wesley just did. He just did Arnold. He just did Detroit this week, and then next week Arnold's next week, right?
Next week. No.
All UK's next weekend or this weekend?
Yeah, next weekend. He said the 24th,
next weekend.
25th.
Okay.
And Wesley, I was talking to Wesley a couple of days ago, and he even said he gets better at every show, and he's just happy.
He was better at Detroit for sure.
Wesley's amazing.
Dug out.
And he goes to the UK a lot. He goes to Dino's gym, and it's only an hour flight. So really, he's treating this as like a home ground advantage. So I think he's going to be, he said he's mentally going to be more relaxed. So he's hoping to even look better than he did at Detroit. And I was thinking the same thing with Mike making weight. He might have to come down too much, flatten out, and won't have time. I'm not sure how the Arnold over there does their weigh-ins and then competing. I just don't think Mike will fill out in time if he has to really drag himself down.
Chris, what is he? If he can't make weight this time, where does he go from here? Because if he can't, this is going to be the third show that he can't make weight. If he can't do it this time.
I mean, I don't even know, like, because there's still a gap between classic and open. Even though, so I was going to bring up the fact that, you know, what you guys thought about Wesley winning King of Detroit over Mo. You know, I thought Wesley looked pretty insane, but I don't know.
No, I think
there's
Wesley
gap.
that. I think Wesley.
Yeah, I think he looked insane. He was very dug out.
Like
two different physiques.
If that was judged bodybuilding wise, Mo would have won. But I think just because it was the fans, it's like a popularity type. It was almost
that's
like
literally what it is at that point.
It's pretty much like a fan
in the
favorite.
crowd.
Yeah, fan favorite award type thing.
But where does Mike Sommerfeld go if he can't make weight this?
What's his weight? Because he's not super tall. Can he?
That's it.
Could he do 212, Mike Sommerfeld?
He could do 212, but I think he's I think he's my height. I think he's 5'8". If I'm wrong.
I think Mike's physique is beautiful, and I like Mike's.
I'd like to see him in
more
open
than I like Dino's. I think I think Mike should have won the Olympia, because when I see
a lot of people
look at the physique, I'm like, this is a complete physique. This is very classic. Look at his waist. Look at how he poses. His back is like. I look at that physique. I'm like, this is a complete physique, and this is very classic.
A lot of people.
I look at Dino's phenomenal physique too, and I'm like, this is just as good, but it's a completely different physique. And to me, it's got way more gaps and it's missing spots than Mike's.
I don't think he's complete. I don't think Dino's as complete. You know,
I agree.
Like when people say classic, I'm like, okay, which classic? Are they calling 90s classic? Are they calling 70s, 60s? Because
I even think Terrence Ruffin is more classic than Dino. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's what when I see the judging with classic, I get confused sometimes when they pick certain people, but I'm like, okay, I see it. And then sometimes it depends on the show too. But when you're looking at a show like Olympia with the highest level competitors, I look at them and I'm just like, I don't get it sometimes. Like when they picked Dino, I was like, I guess it could have gone either way, but I'm just so many people and me, and we're just like, I'm leaning towards Mike. What am I missing? Like, what am I?
It's the same. Like, it's not actually classic. So like they called it classic, but I think the whole idea of classic now is just this more streamlined, taller physique.
Yeah,
just to be different.
I think the standards have changed. Yes.
Yeah. And I guess if you're looking at what the standard is, Dino is closer to what Chris's look. Well, I don't know, because Chris was complete and Mike is more complete than Dino is when you look at his physique, especially from the back. So it's like, that's where I'm still missing it.
Yeah.
Don't try work it out. You never work it out.
Oh my God, you put a 38 to the roof of your mouth.
I can't still work out.
I just would like to say, if he can't make weight this weekend, which I think he's going to, but if he can't, I think he makes a good open bodybuilder. I say take time off. He has a beautiful physique. Yeah. Take time off.
I think he really wants that Olympia.
I think so too. And why kill yourself if you can't? Because then, the promoters get pissed off. They promote that you're there. They promote that you're going to be there. You're a big star. You can't make it. You disappoint the fans. You disappoint the promoters.
I think Mike is too close to, like, if I was second place and I was right there, I would not move to open. I would suck down where I need to, and I'd figure it out. And I think me and my coach would figure out a game plan, because
I think if he sucks down, he'd come in more dug out.
Yeah,
he's
I
behind.
think it looks
He was
sick.
behind Chris. Now he's behind Dino. Like that's got to light a fire under your ass.
Yeah, good
Like,
point. Good point.
So, and then
Yeah.
now he's going through the trials of not making weight. So, like, I can only imagine in his head, he's like, this has got to be my year.
Yes, do or die. Right, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was still surprised he just fucked up. And once he didn't make weight at the Arnold, I would have been telling Fuad, I'm at your show next week. Why you waited so long and missed out? I'm like, you're in shape. There's a show next weekend. How the fuck could you not be there and do it?
Yeah, well, could it
6
be?
pounds is brutal though. If he was already sauning and like
Yeah.
sucking down and flat, and you still got 6 more pounds,
6
it's like at that point, you're just
pounds, and he's already chiseled. That's fucking. You're right. That is brutal.
Yeah.
People think 6 pounds. 6 pounds is
You just
a
need a
lot when you're.
T3 down.
Yeah, when you got no water and no body fat left.
There's a good movie I watched on the plane. It's called The Cut. It's got Orlando Bloom. It's got a few other actors in, you'll know, but it's about a guy who's down on his luck in boxing, lost a fight, and he's trying to make a comeback. So they got in this fight, but he has to make this weight. And they're all going through they're taking Clem, DNP, one of the other boxers passes away. But it's a movie, all the shit they're going through, and just showing him trying to make this weight, putting him in sauna suits and then in an ice bath, and he almost died twice. It's called The Cut. It's not a bad boxing movie, but it's just showing the shit they had to go through to get him down. Because I think he was like 180 something, and he was pretty lean already. They had to get him down near like 156. And the guy's like, I can do it, but I've only got a week. And the shit he was putting him through was like, fuck, I was getting sick watching the movie. I'm like, fuck.
Just a side note, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Elias, did you ever? I have this. I don't know. I like watching these reaction videos, and there are these young kids, like maybe less than 30 years old, maybe your age, a little younger, and they've never seen certain movies, and they've never seen Full Metal Jacket, and because these young kids, like 21, 25, they think movies are Disney and superhero movies.
They like Wicked.
Yeah, right. So then it's like, well, they have these reaction videos on YouTube, and they've never seen Full Metal Jacket, and the shock on their face when the drill.
Full Metal Jacket is nothing like actual boot camp. It's 100 times worse. Gunny makes that shit look soft.
Yeah, see, and they are mortified by the insults. And they are
That's not even close.
Like especially the women, like they're watching it, like the 21-year-old girl, and their mouth is open, like they can't believe it. You know what I mean? It's phenomenal. I get such a kick out of the reactions from them.
I don't know what it's like in the States, but I know I've got a friend here who's in the Air Force and he does all these special missions, but he sometimes gets in charge, and he's had to go into the office a few times because he spoke roughly and bad to some of the people, and they put a complaint in on him. I'm like, fuck, even doing the boot camp style stuff, he's getting dragged into the office because these little precious guys he spoke to me really mean. I'm like,
that's fucking ridiculous.
You're going to go to war.
Yeah.
It's like you're not gonna if you go in the water, not going to be nice, buddy. So hate to tell you.
It's unbelievable. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna let you guys go. Elias, thank you for coming on, man. I'm gonna invite you on again. You're a great guest. Thank you very much, and congratulations on that third place victory. And thank you very much for your service, Chris. Of course. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. What show are you doing this year? Are you competing this year?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I mean, him or me?
No, Chris.
Me?
I know he said he's packing until next year.
No, we're very, very busy. So, I mean, once I'm out of the Army, we're moving, and then I mean, me and Andrew are married, but we haven't had our actual wedding yet. So we're gonna do that this year. So I do not want to be dieting during that. So we're gonna do something early next year.
Priorities.
And me and Lee are trying to figure out what hotel we're staying in Nashville.
We're just going to Nashville to get drunk, and you can't do gummies, and I'm going to eat junk food. That's what happens when you're a washed up, retired 54-year-old bodybuilder.
Lee, if you guys want to come, it'll be more than it'll be fun. We're going for the weekend, and the first weekend in June. There's a fitness expo in Nashville, and we're going down just to hang out. If you guys you're more than welcome to come. It'll be a blast.
You can't invite everyone. We need someone to bail us out. Come on.
Yeah, I know, really.
If you guys are ever in Dallas, let me know. Come hang out for a little bit.
All right, very cool, man.
We'll,
Very
we'll
cool.
we'll go get some lunch or whatever.
I never spent much time in Dallas. I lived in Austin, Texas for four years. I used to drive up to Dallas occasionally or down to Houston, but always stayed in Austin for a long time.
This is like the hub for bodybuilding now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it real?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, a
barbecue.
lot. That's right. A lot of people. Sean Clarita used to go to my gym. He moved down.
Sean
there. That's
lives
right.
10 minutes down the road from me. Jordan
That's
lives
right.
10 minutes down the road. Brandon lives 30. Justin lives like 5 minutes down the road. Kennedy lives like 10 minutes. We're all like right here in McKinney.
Very cool, man. Very cool. All right, guys.
I'll
Listen,
come
thank you
down, but
very
you got
much.
to take me a brisket.
All the love and the respect
we'll
in the
get some
world for
food,
you
Chris.
guys. So I apologize. Say that again.
I was just saying, if I'm going to go down, he's got to give me some good brisket.
There you go.
That's good food.
Well, if you guys ever come up to fucking Jersey, I'll take you out from good
Who
Italian.
Oh,
comes
you're in
up that?
Jersey?
Who comes up that way? Come on.
I know, only for the food. I know. All right, guys.
Yep.
Thank you very much. All the respect and love in the world. Lee, I'll fucking call you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, later,
Thank you.
fellas.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah.